Dyer from ARCS Australia. So we've been in the process of preparing for the summit that's happening in October, and I'm here with Dr. Jo Badolato, who's the Director of Education. Jo, just asking about the number of innovations being introduced as part of this summit. Can you just give us a little bit about that?
Oh, thanks, Shanny. There's a number of innovations I think we're particularly proud of. First, there's the virtual platform that will produce a unified experience for our delegates, our speakers and our exhibitors. The program, we recognise today that most of our members are busier than ever with COVID-19, but we also recognise that professional development is also important. And so the program is designed such that members need to find an hour and a half to quarantine that time for themselves, but still having the rest of the day to deal with the cut and thrust of business.
Okay.
And we've been able to cram in incredible amounts of content across the 5 streams. We've got over 120 speakers, we've got 3 international people, and we've got 9 TGA speakers across the 3 streams. So there's a lot there for our members.
So what you mean there, Jo, is that for that hour and a half per day over the week, the rest of the time is available for people to work so that they can still get that conference experience but still get the professional development from those sessions.
Exactly. And each of the sessions then builds on one another, so you actually then have the 5 sessions that produces a complete picture of the issues that are being explored. Most of our members have heard about real world evidence and probably have questions on how it applies to their work. So that stream really breaks it down to its first principles. We start at looking at what it is and then really explore its application in regulatory, clinical and reimbursement. Ending with a spotlight on how real-world evidence is used here in Australia, and it's a roundtable discussion on its application across the various disciplines.
And Jo, what about the EU MDR? What are we going to be talking about during those sessions?
As most of our regulatory device professionals know, there's been an impact with the delay to EU MDR. So what that stream unpacks is really that impact on both TGA as well as international sponsors and local manufacturers. So we approach the problem from a number of perspectives. We round out that stream with a look at real world evidence and the use of registries and its impact on devices. And value-based healthcare, and looking at some of the latest updates from TGA, particularly from the regulatory compliance and authorisation branch.
So what about the medicine side, regulatory medicines?
Regulatory medicines, as most of our members and attenders of past conferences know, they are invaluable in receiving updates from TGA on what TGA, the Medicines Authorisation Group, has been working on. So in addition to those regular updates, we're going to tackle the impact of COVID-19 on regulatory professionals in both formal and informal discussions. I'm really looking forward to the managers roundtable at the end of that stream and having some insights in the way our regulatory managers are dealing with the COVID-19 situation.
I guess a fair part of the business has been impacted by COVID. How are we addressing some of those impacts, particularly on our clinical research group with this summit?
Absolutely, Shanny. No other part of the business really has been impacted so materially as clinical trials. And so in that stream we address both the innovation that has happened in the sector and ask some pretty important questions around how that innovation will be bedded down from both a ethics and operations as well as a implementation perspective.
What we have in the morning and in the evening are sessions that will be suitable for our leadership. In the morning we will have the clinical research breakfast bite, so we'll be addressing some of the key policy issues that are going to be important as we move through the pandemic. And then in the evening, we'll be addressing some of the important issues that the leadership need to understand about how they change and pivot during the challenging times. So two great sessions for our leaders, and they'll both be tailed with the opportunity to really put some thinking caps on. We've structured it so that we address some of the key issues that we feel that leaders are going to be facing. Starting off with, what it is to be a true innovative leader in the beginning on the Monday, and what are the elements of leadership that we really need to draw upon as we face the crisis that we have in COVID. Then we move along to understanding, some of the insights from the people who've run distributed teams can really help us work out how we deal with our staff as they work from home. I mean, really, they've all become now distributed teams. What are the learnings that those people who've been doing this for a long time can really apply to our teams, and how can we build the culture, resilience, productivity, and all those things that we need to maintain as we bring clinical trials through to the completion. And then, of course, we couldn't but talk about women in leadership and address some of those issues. And we've got some fantastic speakers in those sessions, as well as a wrap-up where we pull together all the key speakers that we've had on the sessions throughout the week. And we have a Chatham House Rules session where we really nut out some of the things that we've learnt from the days before, and pull together the information and really hopefully get some insights that we can share more broadly with the community. I look forward to everybody coming along to the summit. I think it's something you can't miss out on. It's going to be exciting. New information is going to be revealed, and we've got a great crowd of people coming along already, so I'm really looking forward to it. I look forward to seeing you. Thanks very much.